Hi, I'm Arkayla. I'm a shamanic healer, a Pleiadian channel, and an alchemist. And today I'm going to tune in with the Kuan Yin Oracle of Alana Fairchild. It's a beautiful oracle pack. And I have got 3 cards here. So if you want to choose between numbers 1, 2, and 3, and then jump to the part of the video that is for the group according to that number. Or if you're watching on Instagram, just go to the post that is for that specific number, and I'll see you there for your reading. So group number 1, here we have this beautiful goddess here. And so the first thing obviously that's coming through here is that you're feeling a few things actually. So the first thing that came to mind was that you felt like spread out in lots of different directions. But actually what's really coming through is this sense of you have lots of gifts and you're just not sure how to assimilate them. You're trying to find your voice, and which is great, you should be. But it's kind of like, well, I can do many things. I'm just not sure where I want to focus. And what your guides are saying here is not to worry, that your focus is just going to come in naturally. As you sit with your desire to find your focus, it will help you tune into what of your gifts is really singing your name, because you're being called into the place you want to be. You're always being called into the place that you want to be. All of us are. That's how you really manifest. We're manifesting all the time, and how that works is that we feel drawn to certain things, and often it's very subconscious because our conscious mind is coming up with all these stories and things about what we should be doing, but our heart is always gently guiding us to what is actually going to really serve us. And they're saying that even though you have many gifts and talents and you're a very able person, they're saying that it's known that you want to find your perfect path through that and tune into what really is going to bring you joy. And if that isn't what you're doing, if you're coming from a place of I have to find my purpose, I will tell you now, your purpose is your greatest joy. So what you're really looking for is what really lights you up, because we are designed so incredibly intelligently that the thing that brings us the biggest joy is our purpose, because that is always going to be what we're drawn to doing. When someone is living their purpose, they don't feel under pressure in any way. They're not getting up and doing a full day of anything because they feel they should. When you're living your purpose, there is nothing you want to do more on the planet than what you're doing. And that's because it lights you up so much. So we are designed to follow what lights us up. It's this culture we live in that teaches us we should do all these other things. And actually, all you're in the process of doing is tuning out of that and really tuning into what is your heart's desire. And so the real message for this week is you're going to feel confused about that potentially. You're going to feel like there's 1,000 different things you could do and you're not sure which way to lean. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's as if you're experiencing this sense of and in the process of that, you're kind of exorcising it from your system. That frustration, that overwhelm, that sense of confusion, just being in that, as uncomfortable as it is you clearing it, is you moving through it. So it's like you're doing all the right things. In fact, I don't know if you can see with her hands the mudra that she's holding. It's almost like an okay sign, like, don't worry. You're doing okay. In spite of everything you might be telling yourself, you really are doing okay. And there's this really beautiful background behind her that's almost like an embossed metal, like a silver really, or a platinum behind her. And what they're drawing me to this, and what's coming through is, it's like the seal on your casket of you is being unlocked. And as that opens, your magnificence is just going to pour forth. You're really at the tippy end of this. Like, and I feel like you know this. It's just going to happen now. There's really not much you need to do other than just trust the process. Because it's like the tipping point, you've passed the tipping point, and you're just coming into the edge of this, and you're really, you're so close to really feeling settled in yourself and really in your isness, and you've aligned your life to line up with that, and so it's okay, like everything's happening. So what they really want for you for this week is to chill. Like, don't stop worrying, relax. It's actually happening already. If anything, what they want you to do is focus on doing things like experiences that lift you up. So if there's a certain sport that you really enjoy playing, go and play it more than you normally would. Go, and if there's a book that every time you put it down, you're like, oh God, I feel so good, read it more. Like, just do the things that feel nice, and just trust the process. The doors are all opening. The more you do things that feel good, the more your vibration will align with what is unlocking within you. So enjoy and have a lovely week, and I'll see you on the other side of it. So group number 2, you have this beautiful goddess here playing a harp, by the look of it, in this really amazing blue kimono. And so there's a lot of deep listening happening at the moment. I feel like you feel to take yourself away from the world. It's almost like you're going through a winter period, and you're doing it because you're really, I feel like you might just be processing some things that have been quite hard, and I feel that it's kind of getting better actually, but there's some really tender heartstrings that are just needing to be heard actually. And you see how she's playing this harp, but she's really listening, but she's on her own, and I just get this sense of creating time for yourself, being super gentle with yourself, like real tenderness here. I feel like there's some sadness that's being processed in your system, and it's just, you just got to be with it. And the more you can create space for that, the more that you can just tune out of life and tune into you, and really just be in your own company actually is what is really, really needed here. Some of you may be grieving. There's like something here that makes me think of a person's ashes. So yeah, just really be present with that and honor it, and know that they might be lost in the physical, but they've never left you in the spiritual world. And actually what's coming through is that the more quiet you create, the more you'll be able to hear their messages. And for those of you, well, for all of you actually, but if you're not grieving, but you're just getting this card, it's creating the quiet will help you hear your heart. It will help you get clear on a decision that you might need to make. It will help you get clear on what's really, really important to you. So this is actually a really important week for you. And yeah, just creating some time for you is the key for this week. Really, really important. And to prioritize quiet, actually, so that you are not distracted and you're able to just be with what comes up. As uncomfortable as that could be at times, there's going to be some really powerful revelations that come up for you, some deep realizations that you weren't aware that you perhaps felt in a certain way about something. You may think you know how you feel about a certain situation, but if you give yourself space and time to really sit with it, you may discover that there's a lot more to it. So I wish you a really beautiful and tender, gentle week. And I'll see you on the other side. Take care. So group number 3, you're in a very magical place. So there's this beautiful goddess here, just held in this kind of, moonlight energy. And let's see what's happening for you. Okay, I feel like you're actually receiving a lot of upgrades actually at the moment. Like your system's in a kind of very receptive state. And if you don't feel that's true, then you're being highly encouraged to make that true. So your system's in a receptive state, but if you're choosing to commit to lots of things and keeping yourself super busy, you will not be able to get the most out of this week, because this is a very alchemical experience that's happening for you at the moment. And that means that on an energetic level, your energy body is able to receive, it's very open right now. And that's a good thing, because there's actually a lot of higher dimensional energy coming through for you. A lot of clearing of karma, a lot of, I'm just getting healing. Yeah, a lot of healing work is happening. And so the more you can allow yourself to receive that and be present with the reception of that, the more you'll get out of it. The more powerful it will actually be. So yeah, if you can really create space this week for you to receive, lots of baths would be good, because a bath is just a really good space to literally let yourself kind of fall into the water and be held by something. So a bath is often very relaxing because you're being held. And by being held, you are receiving that experience of being held. So, and if you're not a bath person, please at least go and float in a pool somewhere. And the reason I'm stressing the water aspect is because, water is spirituality in form. Everything is spirituality in form, but particularly water, it carries so much intelligence, so much medicine. It is us in another state, and it's a deeply powerful shamanic way to connect with yourself, your higher self, and that realm, I suppose. And so being in water it really harmonizes you energetically. It's very good for clearing and balancing your field. It's it's just a really powerful way to sit with yourself, and these energies that are coming in are deeply yin energies. They're female energies there, and the feminine is all about nurturing and emotions and deep feeling and intuition and communication and softness and self-care and all of these things. So really allowing yourself to flow with that, and also very sensual, really tuning into your senses and connecting with your body. So what's also coming through is this sort of the way that you feel about your physicality could be kind of brought to the surface for you to sit with in a new way. So any preconceived ideas about the way that you look or the way that you feel you should look, any history around that, any sort of emotional trauma even in that space, that might come up this week, but it's not to suck you back into any cycles. It's actually because it's just lifting and leaving your system. So this receiving that's going on is deep, feminine, moon, yin energy, very spiritual, very Uranus energy. Like, I'm not an astrologer, but this is what's coming through. It's really deep, like spirit-led, heart-led, shamanic. It's kind of breathing into your soul is the best way I can put it. And the more you can just allow that to happen and receive, the more empowered you will feel. Wow. Really beautiful week. So enjoy and make the most of it. And I'll see you on the other side. Goodbye.